We're spending the next 24 hours at this East Texas winery.
We're the first customers here. How about that?
Yes. Today we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look at one of our favorite wineries and what they have to offer.
Where do we go, Captain?
We're gonna go this way.
All right.
Later, we take you to the most popular peach orchard in East Texas.
That was really good. It tastes like a cantaloupe, man.
After this video, you will be craving a taste of Texas wine country.
This is one of the most amazing wines.
Pretty good. We just arrived at Los Pinos Winery in Pittsburgh, Texas, and it has been over a decade since we have been here. It is just as beautiful as we remember.
And if you see behind Kelly, yes, we do have our truck camper, but in East Texas right now, it's June, the end of June. It's over 100 degrees today. So we wanted to make sure we got some AC. We're treating ourselves with a cottage. We've always wanted to stay in this cottage. We're finally doing it for the first time ever.
I know, we've been eyeing this cottage for years, but this is a pretty much 1-bedroom, 1-bath cottage. Very cute queen size bed. And they also give you this little table, a very cute,
I got that, honey.
a very cute guest book that dates all the way back to, I think when they first opened, let's see. Oh, 2011, from the first guest that ever stayed in this cottage.
This 2011 date, that's about the time we started visiting this place.
So what I love about this is that they have thought it through. This winery has brunch, but not breakfast. So they've got muffins and grapes. Over here, I noticed we've got some oatmeal if we decide to do that for breakfast. And microwave, freezer, refrigerator. TV, of course, and then we come over into the bathroom. So they've got a shower and jacuzzi tub. And then, of course, the toilet.
This is a nice toilet.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Italy. An old Italian cottage.
It has a little theme. Very cute.
This is the part that reminds me of the Italian cottage, but the roof line, the fixtures, the way that the arch is over the door. This is nice. And then this big old mirror to check yourself out. Yeah. We're on a mirror kick lately.
Make sure you're looking.
I've seen ourselves more recently than I have in years, man.
It's been a while.
That's what I look like. The winery is finally opening up. At least it's 4 o'clock. And we definitely want to get over there. And guess what, Kelly? We're the first customers here. How about that?
Yes.
Here, and I will get y'all taken care of. Good to have y'all here, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, Charles.
We decided to go with a flight. You get 6 tastings, and we prefer the dry reds, although they do have whites and sweet reds. So they have a 20th anniversary cab. We're gonna try that. We're gonna try the regular cab, the Tempranillo. Ooh, classic Spanish. Ooh, let's do that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. All right, so number 1 is going to be the Sangiovese.
From my memory, this thing is solid. Especially the little flower of salami.
Especially these. I forgot about these little things.
This is a small cheese toe, basically. Full of cheese.
I think it's got prosciutto.
Oh, I haven't even tried the wine yet. It smells fancy. You're not going to believe this, but my dad just showed up at the cabin.
Yeah, I'm about to text him and tell him we're at the restaurant.
Hello?
Oh, you're so good.
Come on over to the thing, Dad. We got some stuff on the tapas platter. He put it in park.
So if you're unfamiliar with the area in Texas, Cody's dad lives in Longview, and we're only about 40 minutes from Longview, Texas.
I got you some grapes, hardworking man.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, buddy.
It's so funny. I actually looked out the window and I saw your truck and I was like, oh my God, Kelly, guess who's at the cabin?
I was in the neighborhood.
So we ordered the second favorite wine that we found on the menu.
The 20th anniversary Cabernet. For being here for over 20 years here in this area, 23 years, I believe, in fact. This is aged in oak barrels. Very, very, just a stunning, complex Cabernet. This is the one that I always recommend. This is a little bit more than what our usual Cabernet Reserve that we have here is, but this one I think is pairs wonderfully with any one of our foods, from our salmon all the way up to our ribeye or fillets. It doesn't matter what dish. This is just a stunning.
Personally, I'm digging the wax on the top.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Very maker's markish, but with gold. Anytime you do gold wax, I mean, come on, it's on. You know what I mean? It's beautiful.
This is one of the most amazing wines.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's on point right there.
Almost has a chocolate finish.
Yeah.
I didn't taste the chocolate finish as much earlier.
Ooh, oh my god.
Yeah.
Love that.
Here's the main course.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Delicious.
Can I get y'all anything else for dinner here?
I don't think so. Looks good.
Enjoy dinner.
Thank you. So I got the filet with the ghost chili pepper mac and cheese, which he highly recommended, and then asparagus.
I'm gonna have to have a bite of your mac and cheese, but I got the ribeye with just garlic mashed potatoes because I didn't hear the conversation about the mac and cheese. Once again, I don't ever listen. I understand. That's a darn good steak. Dad's got to go back to Mama. Sorry, Mama, you couldn't be here.
Yeah, but we're coming back though, trust me, we'll be here.
Love you, Bob. See you tomorrow.
That was funny. Oh my gosh, that's huge.
What are you trying to do to us here?
Send you into early diabetic coma. My goodness, no, my goodness.
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
So, from my recollection, when we used to come here, this was my favorite thing to have. Carrot cake, hands down, my favorite dessert. One little problem. I forgot how big the carrot cake was.
Yeah, I do not remember it being that big.
No, that's a massive carrot cake.
And this is decaf coffee, by the way. Like, we love coffee, but we cannot drink it afternoon. So,
If we drink anytime afternoon, any coffee, we will not sleep at all until about 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why it started happening.
These are made from scratch, by the way. This was, our chef makes this here, all our desserts. I tell people, when you really want a special dessert, come here, because you don't really find that as much in any place. Most of the places, it comes off a bag and a box, off the back of a truck. Not here. We make all our desserts from scratch. You got to come out and check it out.
That's better than I remember.
Okay, cool.
It makes me want to cry.
I'm actually crying right now.
Oh my god, I cannot stop. It's just literally that good.
Dinner was phenomenal, but it is time to go and tour the grounds with one of the owners. Hey, thank you, Charles.
Hey, thank you.
Ask for Charles. Okay, let's find him. Is this one? Howdy.
Are we recording already?
We are already recording.
We're already.
Yeah.
So this is Ken and Lisa Colby. So they're one of the other two couples.
Okay,
out
well,
of the four.
Hi.
Cody.
This is Cody.
Nice to meet you.
Kelly.
So this is Jeff, and he is one of the many owners of this restaurant. This is who I spoke with to coordinate this little fun adventure.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Glad y'all are here.
Jeff is going to give us the grand tour.
I am going to walk you out and look at the vines, even though right now they're kind of pathetic looking. They look beautiful, but they don't have much fruit on them because of the torrential downpour of rain we've gotten over the last month.
Yes.
We actually had about a foot of water in some of our blocks. So basically the vines couldn't get the nutrients they needed. So what was nice and green 40 days ago is now shriveled up and looks like a raisin. So you'll kind of see that. So, but basically the winery has been here officially since 2001. We have 7 acres of Blanc de Bois. We have 5 acres of Black Spanish, and then we've been trying to get rooted and get growing Lamato, which is a really deep, dark red grape, very thick skin. It's got a luscious color. It's a little heavier. We actually would like to take that and make what we have to call in Texas a tort. We can't call it a port because we're not allowed to call things ports here unless it's from Portugal. So you have to call it, we call ours a Texas tort. So I talked about these earlier. So these are Blanc de Bois grapes. I know they're supposed to be white, but remember when I was talking about how we had all the water? basically these were gorgeous, luscious green grapes, and with all of the rain we've gotten, which is, oh, don't worry about it. It is what it is. Basically, they just couldn't get the nutrients, and they just dried up and died for all intents and purposes.
And then we've got some right there.
Some that hung
Yeah.
on a little bit.
But I mean, normally we get off of an acre, we'll get, I don't know, ton and a half of grapes. This year I'll be surprised if we get 3, maybe 4 tons total off of our 7 acres of Blanc de Bois, which will be horrible.
And it's just because of the downpour.
It's due to rain. Yeah. Last year was 4 months of dryness, which was awesome. As a vineyard, you want to control the water that goes to the vines. So vines are one of those creatures, if you will, that thrive in adversity. So if you keep them right on the edge of, I think I might die here just in a second, you give them just enough water, they're going to put all their energy into making that seed as large, as full of sugar, and as wonderful as they can get, so some animal will come along and take it and, you know, poop it out somewhere and start another grapevine.
So we've got to add a little bit more to our glass.
Yep.
After seeing the grapevines.
Absolutely.
And we're going to actually see the process.
Yes, we're going to go grape to bottle all the way through, from when we bring the grapes in to when they go in the bottle, and you get to buy them and drink them. Y'all will need another bottle.
Could you ask for a better job where you give tours and you drink wine?
No.
Where do we go, Captain?
We're going to go this way.
All right.
Earlier about grapes coming in from the high plains.
Yeah.
You know, where we get a lot of our grapes from.
Oh, well, I don't think we told the audience this.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we get probably about 80% of our grapes, 85% really, from the Texas high plains. So most people are familiar where Lubbock is, so Texas Tech. So go to Lubbock and then go about an hour and a half southwest of that to a little town called Brownfield. And that's where we get the majority of our grapes from. We just don't have enough square footage here to grow what we need. Plus, it's hard to grow the grapes we want to make, or the wine we want to make here. Elevation's right, water's right, everything's right. So when we get grapes from the high plains, even when we pick them here, they all come in these bins. They harvest in the middle of the night out there, so from about 11 p.m. till about 5 a.m. And then they load these bins into a refrigerated truck and bring them here. And the reason we do that, or the reason they do that, is because we don't want fermentation to start before it gets here. So if they pick it at night, it's usually 50, 55 degrees, even in August out there, and even in September. It's high heat during the day, but the elevation's like 3,200 feet. So it cools off very quickly. You guys familiar with that? Yeah. So it cools off very quickly, so they can pick it when it's cool, put it into a refrigerated truck, and then the refrigerated truck brings it here, kept at 45, 50 degrees, and then we bring it into our production facility and start processing it immediately. And then I'll show you how we process those when we go inside here. So this is a combination of our production facility, and it's also our storage warehouse. So you'll see a lot of the boxes that have labels on them. That's wine that's been bottled, ready to sell. And then you'll see boxes like those big tall stacks over there. So those boxes over there are empty bottles, so they're basically ready for us to make the wine and fill them up, put labels on them, and sell those, if you will. That would be Monkey, the resident dog, and Pino, who usually comes out and greets everybody, and the door is open. So if she's around and deigns that we are worthy, Pino, the winery cat, will come out here and wander around with us. She's the real owner of this place, so she just lets us all work here and think we run the place. So. But anyway, so I will digress. So when the grapes come in the bins, we basically unload the trucks with our forklift, and we put this device on it right here, which is this white prong device right here. And you'll notice the two little tabs on the end, they basically hold the bin on the forklift, because what's going to happen is we're going to lift the bin up and we're going to dump it into this receiving hopper. That's the only job of this machine right here, is to receive grapes. And it does that, and then it moves them to this hole right here with this auger drill. You see the little silicone ring around the edge there. So basically it pulls the grapes this way and dumps them out right here. So it's basically taking something that's got a mouth this big and then shrinking it down to this, so it will go into the devices that we needed it to go in. So if it's a red grape, it'll process through that and it will go into this. This is our destemmer. So basically what this does, if you look down in here, you can see paddle wheels and arms. Basically it drops into here and it pushes it and pulls it both all the way across. This blue drum with the holes in there about this big around basically allows the grape, the skin, and the juice, the occasional leaf and so forth, to fall through those holes. It falls down here. It goes into another mini auger, which is actually on the other side of those barrels. I'll show you when we go over there. And basically it puts it into a pump, an air pump, and then we pump it into whatever tank that we're going to process it in. The trash, or in the terms of the wine business, the must, gets dumped out the other end. That's the sticks and the stems and everything else that might have come in from the fields. Now again, they're harvesting at night. They're using a machine. The machine has these big rubber things that just go along and shake the vine and knock the grapes loose, along with anything else that might be in there at the same time.
Yeah.
So sometimes nature arrives with the grapes and you just deal with it as best you can. So that gets dumped out. We put that back into our compost pile, or put that into our compost pile so it'll compost. White grapes, same thing. Go through this, doesn't make any difference. We clean it first because you don't want white and red to mix. But instead of going into the destemmer, it goes into that device over there, the one that says Butcher Vacherin X Plus 30. That is a grape press. The old days of I Love Lucy of doing this. Now we do that at our harvest party.
Yeah.
So if you come to our harvest party, we're gonna have 6 quarter cut barrels with grapes in them, and you're welcome to stomp them. But they are not our grapes. They're either Cisco or Brookshire grapes, because grapes are money. And we're not gonna take our field grapes and step on them. So basically what happens, the white grapes, this is a 2-cylinder device. So the outside stainless steel cylinder is solid. The inside one is just like that blue one over there, but instead of having big holes, it has teeny tiny holes like the size of a BB. And running through the center of that is a rubber inner tube. And basically what happens is as the device moves, that tube inflates and presses against the sides of that drum. What that does is it presses the juice out only, leaves everything else in there. So the juice will come out in the bottom, and we will pump it in this example into tank A02. So red gets seed, skin, whatever else comes with it, and the juice. White is just juice. So why do we do it differently? Put y'all on the spot. Why do we do it differently between red and white?
Because with red grapes, you only get the color from the skin. So if you have white, you're not going to get any color from the skin. So that's why you have to have the skin with the red grapes.
Awesome, you've done this before. But so we put the red in here, we put the white in here, we're gonna close it up, we're gonna pump all the oxygen out, we're gonna start fermentation, and we're gonna ferment what's in there. Now when we get done with fermentation, one of the things we're gonna do, we don't just take it straight and move it somewhere else, we filter everything. So that's our filtration.
This right here?
So basically, let me show you this one. This one's easier to see. So basically what these are is each one of these is a different filter, or these might be all the same, but we can change each one of these filters to do something different. So we can start with a larger micron and move to a smaller micron. So it catches the big stuff here, and as it moves through, it catches smaller and smaller. So basically we can expand the size. So if this isn't enough, if we want to filter more, we can expand size, and that one's twice as big. So it allows us greater flexibility of what we want to do when we need to filter the wine. I mean,
How often do y'all do that? Well, just whenever.
Every time we move it from tank or barrel, we filter it. When we move it out of the barrels back into the tank, we're going to go through a process of filtration as well to make sure we filter out what might have been in the barrels. Because the barrels are going to, you know, if you've ever been to a cooperage, they're charred on the inside. So after a while, they're going to give. The little chars, pieces are going to pick off. So we want to filter that before it goes back into a tank. And then we're going to filter it again before we bottle it, and I'll show you that later. All right, so this is affectionately called the barrel room. We have 217 barrels in here today. Not all of them are full. Some of them are empty, waiting. We typically use a barrel 3 times. Basically what that means is the barrel is valuable to us for 3 turns. So we can think of a barrel has 100 finite units in it. So the first wine we use in there is going to get 50 of those units. So it's going to get the best. And after that 3rd turn, the barrel has nothing else to give. At that point, it is really just a storage device. So when we get ready to bottle this, we'll take all 17 barrels, provided one of them wasn't bad. We will take all 17 barrels and we will put them back into a tank. And then we're going to process it through there into the bottling line. The bottling machine right now is partly disassembled because we are in the process of changing out all of the balls, the filters, the gaskets, everything before we do our next bottling. We do that periodically just to make sure our bottling line runs top of the line. Basically, you can see the pieces of parts. We've got them all soaking. So these are the arms. So things are soaking, getting cleaned. We'll replace the gaskets, put it all back together before we do our next bottling. But to get to this point right here, what we basically do, let's say we took all that caps off, we put it back into A01, right? So now we're ready to bottle that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out of the bottom of that tank, and we're gonna have a hose coming out that's gonna go to a pump, okay? Outside of that pump, it's gonna run a hose across the floor and it's going to go through, actually, oh, they moved it over here. Usually they hide it. So it's going to go through this, which is called a final filter. So then the hose will come over here, it attaches right here, and this is where it goes into the dispenser that I was talking about earlier and how it dispenses the wine. So I'll take you through that a little bit more detail over here. This bottling line all works together seamlessly. So basically what happens is those boxes that don't have labels, like those right there, they get dumped out right here. This conveyor system moves the bottles this way, comes over here. This turns the bottles just to move them onto this conveyor, moves it over to here. This spins around, it takes the bottles around this way, and as they're going around, they're lifting up and it's being filled with the wine. Comes over here. So this is where the cork gets put in the bottle, spits it out over here, comes around this way, gets turned onto this conveyor, and it goes through right here. Now this is a photo optic eye. So basically when the neck of the bottle breaks the plane, this turns and drops the foil on top. And you really have to be very careful with it because you don't want to heat it up too much. So these are what I call the most expensive heat shrink gun in the world. This heats it for exactly 2 seconds at 120 degrees, and it shrinks the top of the foil on there perfectly. If it's 1 second, it's a little loose. If it's 3 seconds, it started to start burning and charring the top of the foil. 4 seconds, it is doing that. It's also starting to heat the bottle, and at 5 seconds, it's actually starting to heat the air in between. So basically at that point, you can restart fermentation if there's any sugar left in there. Brings me to this section right here, which is where I think the most important person in the world works in our company. I can talk about Alicia and Pino, and I can joke about that all I want to, but the person that stands here that looks at a bottle that's coming out every 4 to 10 seconds and has to look at it and see that it's got exactly 750 milliliters of wine in it, that the cork is in there perfectly, the foil is on the right, that the label is on there equidistant, both side to side, top to bottom, perfectly every time before it goes in this box. 4 to 10 seconds. So their job is like super important. And here's Pino, the actual official full-time owner of Los Pinos Ranch Vineyards. Please feel free to tag her on her own Instagram and Facebook page. So
That is a spoiled cat.
yes, that is totally a spoiled cat. So, but yeah, she runs the roost. Pino, come here. But yeah, she runs the roost. We all work at her leisure here. So make sure she's taken well care of. Sante.
Thinking about what we've been through. The world can be a lonely place. Baby, I'm so glad that I found you. Now I got someone to embrace. From the day you stole my heart, I never ever want to be apart. Don't you feel the times are coming? 'Cause I feel it so strong. I've been on hold on, baby. Don't you feel the times are coming? When it feels so right to dance in the moonlight, baby, with you.
Good morning.
We slept so nice last night.
And if you remember when I showed you the little breakfast treats, we had the oatmeal this morning. But we're gonna leave Los Pinos right now and we're gonna take you right down the road to a little special treat. This is Eford's Orchards, and boy do they got a lot of peaches. That's what we're excited about.
This is their stand where they have tons of produce, and what we're really looking for is soft served.
Oh yes, they have homemade soft serve ice cream made out of fresh fruit from their orchard. Gotta get a cart. Peaches. Oh, we got blueberries. Hey, I just bought some blueberries too. Can I sample the cantaloupe? Ooh, thank you.
Is that good?
Holy cow. That's really good.
It tastes like a cantaloupe, man.
Everything we make here, it's making our own product.
Ooh, there's bananas
Is this
here.
trash or is...
This
No,
is
it's
clean.
Okay.
Let me get a little taste for it.
Our blueberry is really good too.
That's good. I'll try the blueberry.
Try blueberry?
Yeah, I'll try the blueberry.
It's like you're having fun.
That's good. That's good
You can mix
stuff.
two side by side if you'd like.
Okay, one more. I gotta try the banana.
Banana good?
That's insane. Alright, I'm gonna do a small. I wanna do cantaloupe. I'm gonna do 2 flavors. Cantaloupe and blueberry.
And I'll go with the banana and, you know what? I'll go with the cantaloupe. Yeah, I'll just go with the cantaloupe and banana. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Did you get cantaloupe too? Holy cow. That's amazing.
It tastes like the best cantaloupe you've ever had in your life. Yeah. That is too cool.
Is this all for y'all today?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I thought we didn't have any rape or anything else, babe.
Well, they last longer than other things.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, we are going to be heading out here pretty soon in our truck camper, traveling the country again. But we had to share that little slice of heaven with you because we have missed it so much. We had a great time.
But we'll catch you on the other.